I mean, I thought it was a different game. I was misled. I thought, okay, this is mature. We get into this. I had Natsuki in the kitchen. I said, okay, how far are they willing to go with this? Because I'm gonna take it to the limit.
So here's the thing: they go super far, just not the direction you're thinking. It's not a sexual thing.
So it's no secret that I've been playing video games for most of my life. And for over a decade, the Horsemen have been playing video games together on a daily basis.
Obviously, when we come across a game we really enjoy, we recommend it to each other so we can debate its greatness or discuss our differing opinions. However, recently we've discovered Famine has been ignoring our suggestions and hasn't tried any of the outstanding games we've promoted to him.
I've probably spent 90-95% of all of my gaming time on a few major franchises. Halo, Call of Duty, Pokemon, Final Fantasy, the original Guild Wars, because this second one is hot garbage, and of course, Dark Souls. Anything outside of this box, I probably haven't played it.
And today's the day we break out of that box. We've compiled a list of games for him to experience for the first time ever so that he can provide his feedback and thoughts.
If you have any suggestions for my gaming journey, be sure to drop them in a comment below. This is Famine Tries. Warning, this video will contain heavy spoilers for Doki Doki Literature Club. I highly recommend playing the game before watching this video.
Just a rundown of what the game is in case you haven't played it out there watching.
Exactly.
So, right off the bat, it's I want to just call it a dating sim. It's a visual novel dating sim type game, which are fun and awesome. But they kind of ruin it by giving you the warning that, hey, it's psychological horror, not good for everybody, which I understand while I was there. But at the same time, it keeps you on edge so that you know you should be looking for something at all times. And I hate that about it.
Yeah, the warnings definitely kind of give it away. So I was always expecting something to happen, especially since you had already played through the game, so I knew that there was going to be some kind of twist to it. But if I was somebody 100% coming into this game, not knowing, expecting a dating sim, this would have been completely blindside.
Which is awesome. That's what the game's going for. It's an impactful game, and that's why I recommended it, and why I recommended it first, because it was a short, thing, and it's unlike any other game I've ever played. And I'm happy it's finally on Xbox and everything now, so that people can experience it that don't have a computer and didn't get to experience it when it first came out. Like Conquest. Thoughts on just the gameplay, the mechanics of it, the options, the choices?
So I think the storyline is mostly predetermined. Of course, there's not as much option as an actual dating sim, but I don't know. I haven't played that many dating sims.
Neither have I, that are just plain dating sims. I've played stuff similar. It's a crazy game to start with. The fourth wall breaking and the blindsiding of it. It's kind of threefold, the game. You're going in, you think, oh, dating sim, I picked this person, and all the way up until right around the festival, you're like, okay, this is a dating sim. It's kind of slow, even for a dating sim, and the poem mechanic kind of tells you something's up too, because we all chose Sayori, and she's happy and bubbly and everything, but you choose words like depression and sadness and stuff like this, and she gets excited for it. That pleased her, and I was like, okay, that's weird. And then you go into the depression stuff and the big shock value moments.
She committed suicide.
So yeah, she hangs herself, and then it's a restart, essentially, of the game, just without her. She's kind of deleted from existence. And then you go through again, and it's just spiraling. So you go from this dating sim to this horror game where you know something's off. You kind of get the vibe that Monica's controlling it. Then you're talking to like Yuri and stuff, and like her eyes floating off her face.
There were parts of this game where I thought the game itself was broken. I had to skip through lines of gibberish and text, like the weekend scene where you're at the school all weekend and you literally have to skip through text the complete weekend.
I love that part. It goes back to the original poem that Monica wrote with the hole in the wall, where she knows she's in a game and the hole in the wall is actually the computer screen, and she's looking out at you and can see you, and she's trying to tell you that without telling you that. And it's something that hits perfectly. When did you realize that Monica, not even that she was, kind of controlling the game and, aware that she's in a game and, looking back at us, when did you realize like she was potentially the villain? And I just still don't know if she is a villain. It's a weird thing. She's controlling everything and deleting people and intentionally making them preying on their weaknesses, as she says. Just kind of amplifying stuff, which I guess does make her a villain, but she knows they're a game.
In prison.
Yeah.
At one point, looked over looking, I said, there's something weird going on with her, and that was probably after, say, where you died, and it was the first conversation, pretty much, and we were like, something weird's going on here.
I do want to give a heads up. Within the first, I want to say 10 minutes playing the game, Conquest said, "Why can't I romance Monica? It's all about Monica." And I was like, oh, he has no idea. He is romancing Monica. He just doesn't know it. Famine, how long did it take you to realize you have to back out and delete Monica to progress any further?
It took me a solid 10 minutes of going through her dialogue. Because I wasn't skipping it or doing the auto. I was just clicking through it, and then all of a sudden I was like, no way. I had that epiphany, like, I have to delete her file. Yeah. And so I searched for the Doki Doki file, sure enough found it, and boop.
So overall thoughts on the game. Like I said, this was my first recommendation for this series. I thought it was a good one. I thought it's a crazy way to start the series. Short and sweet, but with a boom. What do you guys think?
I played for I was like, oh, it's something I could probably get into, and then I played for like an hour, and I was thinking, it's slow. I thought this was supposed to be like a thriller or psychological horror and stuff, and I was thinking, why is this sure? And then I called Lauren, and he's like, just wait, you gotta make it through. So I was like, okay. And then once something happens, the first thing that happens that's out of the ordinary, you're like sucked in, and then you're in it, and you're like, they got me now. It's just like an anime,
Yeah.
Start slow, it hits you.
So, first of all, I thought the artwork is amazing. Just the way they drew everything to work, the changes in facial expression, the little things like the blood coming out of the eye drifting. Mm-hmm. Those things are great. The sound, music, perfect. You cannot get a better soundtrack for that game. Bubbly, happy, catchy at the beginning, and then it starts getting that minor scale where things start to go off, and the glitching. It just, man. And then did not have any voices until the end. Great use.
And she starts it by saying, "Hey, listen, hey, can you hear me?" And you're just like, "Oh no."
Yeah, that was
She's really talking.
that was great. And then the game mechanics themselves. The game mechanics themselves fairly straightforward. You're just clicking through, reading text until you need to start deleting files. And that blew my mind. That kind of fourth wall breaking. I mean, I know this game is fourth wall breaking because the character directly talks to you, the player, which I think Monica's the only one that does that.
Yeah.
And then not only does she talk to you, but you have to go into the game files themselves. It's just mind-blowing.
Yep. It's a special game.
And when you finally delete Monica, it does have that feeling of that final boss feeling.
Yeah.
Where like you figured it out.
Yeah, and it's not even like a fight. And there's so many like Easter eggs and nuanced things in. Once again, I'm not sure how much is in the original anymore. It's been a very long time since I played it. But the new one, I mean, you have like tower keys and all this stuff in these files that you can go through. I haven't made it through it all, obviously, because really the point of the video was have Famine try it, have Conquest try it because he hasn't tried it either, and get two completely new people coming into it blindsided and get their thoughts. I will probably dig into it a little more though, just because now I want all the stuff. It's such a short game, and it's such a smart game. I don't know. It's special.
Overall, I approve it. I am glad that I played Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah.
Me too. I had a good time.
That's 1 for 1 on my recommendations for the Famine Tries series. I can promise you the next one probably is not going to be nearly as monumental as this one.